clever pun.
Hello and welcome to the Kongversation. It is a special live edition of the podcast. We are streaming this episode on our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/DKVine. It's something we like to do every so often whenever the mood strikes our fancy. And right now I am feeling quite fanciful because I am joined by two lovely, strapping hunks of beef. We've got Jeff Onan.
I'm the hunk of beef.
And we have the strapping one, Mitchell Wolfe.
I'm the straps.
Yeah. So
I'm the straps that you use to hold down the beef.
yeah.
So it doesn't jostle around too much.
Yeah, when you're slicing it off the cow, you don't want the cow to be screaming and jumping about. You got to get the beef off. And we're going to be slicing the beef off with this live conversation, which apparently we're doing because the Niffle draft has been going on. And the Niffle draft, for those who aren't aware, it is where the American gridiron footballers get sent to Vietnam by that long-penised presidential bastard, Johnson. Hell
That's
no,
right.
I thought
we
it
won't
was
go.
a giraffe that had a cold.
But we're talking about the Niffle, the Professional Football League. Now, Jeff, you came up with this concept.
Yes, I did. I came up with the idea of drafting. And basically what it is, I'll explain it for the benefit of our listeners, you guys, the audience. A draft is when we take turns picking someone to be on our team. And by definition of that, it means once someone has been picked, it means they're no longer pickable. You can't be picked for multiple teams. You've been picked. It's sort of like the trauma of gym class, where
Yeah, it's a draft.
Yeah.
It's a draft, and we're going to be drafting in this episode the very first, and at this rate, the very last DKU draft. We're going to be drafting DKU video games. Me and Mitchell and Hyle are going to be constructing teams of our 5 best picks of DKU video games that we are going to use to construct a team, so to speak. And then we're going to put that up for a little bit of a vote, a popularity democracy vote by the DK Vine patrons. If you want to become a patron for DK Vine, you can sign up on patreon.com. Just go to dkvine.com/Patreon, and then you'll get to do a bunch of stuff, such as voting on who has the best draft team.
Yes, so the three of us, we are going to be able to draft 5 DKU games to be in our team, our roster, if you will. And, of course, we only can draft a game once. And if you're at home thinking, well, that's going to be pretty silly because if somebody drafts, say, Banjo-Tooie, and they really like Banjo-Tooie.
Let's use Ocarina of Time because I don't want to mention any specifics before we get into it.
Okay, well,
Let's use Donkey Konga 2 because that one won't get really
Okay,
loud.
let's use Donkey Konga 2.
I'm using Banjo-Tooie because of a very specific circumstance. So somebody wants to draft Banjo-Tooie and the other two people want to draft Banjo-Tooie, then what they would just up and do would be, well, I'm drafting Banjo-Tooie XBLA. And then the other person would be like, I'm drafting Rare Replay. No, you can't do that. That is completely against the spirit of what we're doing. And so Jeff, when he was cracking this nut and trying to get that chewy, nutty center out for the protein burst.
The nut cum.
Yeah. The inner truth of that nut is that the only just way to do this is to expel ports and remakes from the criteria. So any DKU game is on the roster for potential draftees, but no ports or remakes. And that includes things that are just straight ports. That also includes like the GBA handheld remakes. That includes things like Conquer Live and Reloaded, which in a lot of ways is a fundamentally different experience than Bad Fur Day, but no Live and Reloaded, no Diddy Kong Racing DS, no Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. Off the table completely.
Now, question for y'all.
Yes.
If you do want to pick something like Live and Reloaded or Bad Fur Day, I definitely accept that the other one is off the table. But can you make the choice then to have which one of those games represent on your list?
Well, when I presented the rules to Hyle, my suggestion was basically that if there's multiple versions of a game, you're just drafting the platonic concept of that game. You're in theory drafting just whatever the best version of that game is. I think that if you want Mario Kart 8, as an example, you would be getting Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, probably. Like, if you wanted Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, then theoretically, you're playing that boy on a Switch with a new funky mode. But, Hyle, what do you think about that? In theory, you're kind of taking all versions of it. You're kind of taking, just the idea of that game, whatever versions of it there are. The main crux of it is just that no one else is allowed to also have that game. Okay.
I don't think we need to get in the weeds of I'm specifically voting for this version because I hate the other version. We don't need to get that deep into it. Basically, the game itself can represent any and all versions to the voters out there. And so, because I don't want to put any asterisk next to them and complicate this any further than it needs to be, because the draft is something very simple and easy to follow, right? That's why people tune into the Niffle draft, because it is just, it's like 0 hour for the oncoming Niffle season. So if you make that complicated and stupid, people are just going to lose interest. So
let me just say, this is... Yeah. Oh, sorry, Hyle.
No, it's your idea, Jeff. You should speak over me.
I did invent the idea of drafting. I just wanted to let everyone know the way we're going to be doing this. We are going to randomize the initial turn order, which I'm going to do in a minute here. I should have had this ready to go. I forgot to.
Now, my suggestion was that we determine the turn order by something bodily. It could be anything having to do with your body, but they didn't like it. So I guess
he wanted to do a piss distance contest, and I'm like,
a piss distance contest.
It should be piss duration. I said duration. He said distance. We couldn't meet in the middle, so we're gonna have a random number generator.
I also said you could take your left foot and wrap a tape measure sort of around it to get the circumference of your foot, and they didn't want to do that. So yeah, I guess we'll just whatever. It's fine.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and do it, but while I do it, what are we? Okay, alphabetical order is Hyle, Jeff, Mitchell, and then I roll the dice. And okay, well, by random chance, Mitchell will be going first,
of course,
and then by random chance, Hyle will be going second. And now let me explain to the audience how we're going to do this, because you might be thinking, well, Mitchell, you just got a huge advantage. You get the first pick in the first round, and then the first pick in the second round? No, that's not how we're going to do this. Here's how we're going to do this.
Yes.
We're going to do something that is commonly known as a snake draft. A snake draft is where the turn order reverses every other round. So in the first round, it will go Mitchell, Hyle, Jeff. And then in the second round, it will go Jeff, Hyle, Mitchell. And what that amounts to is that I will get to go twice in a row in that first round.
I never get to go twice in a row. I hate this.
And Hyle will never get to go twice in a row. But Hyle will get the most medium choices every time. I'm
like the nut in the middle of the shell.
Yeah. None of us liked that example, so we're not gonna yes and it.
Well, okay.
Yeah. So Go ahead, Hyle. Yeah.
That's all well and good, but I also want us to consider the ramifications of what we're doing before we just launch into it.
Yeah, this is high stakes.
It is. It is. This because we're not just sitting here, a bunch of chums talking about video games. That's nonsense. We're trying to compile the ultimate 5-game DKU library with the circumstances that we have been handed. This is the kind of library you would want on a desert island or in a bomb shelter, even. Like, these are going to be, theoretically, in this fantasy, these are going to be what you're stuck with. You're not going to be able to go venture out beyond these 5. And so while we will all have our personal favorites, we're also trying to compile a list that will resonate with our audience. So, for example, and I know you're loath for me to use real games that might come up, but while Jeff and I might want to vote for, say, Sea of Thieves, we also have to ask ourselves if having Sea of Thieves on a list of 5 DKU games will give us a winning hand with the bulk of the people voting for this, our patrons. So I might love Grab by the Ghoulies or It's Mr. Pants, but are those DKU entries that are only appreciated and played by the most hardcore of the hardcore? Would it be foolish of me to pick those? Will I need to set aside personal taste for some of this and go for some bigger, more crowd-pleasing swings? And that's baseball. That's not football. But I just made that analogy. So this is going
Baseball
to be...
does a draft, too.
Yeah, well, I don't care about that, Jeff. Because
I feel like almost every sport.
I honestly didn't know that. The only thing I know about baseball is that Rare made Ken Griffey Jr.'s winning run.
And the loser of this takes the winner's last name in real life.
Oh, okay. Stakes. All right. This
All
is
right.
important because nothing matters in sports if there aren't stakes. So I'm on board.
That's why I don't watch sports, because nobody
dies.
dies.
I would love to be a Russell.
Yeah, let's have a good old steak dinner. Reservations are under Wolfe because that's all of our last names now.
No, the loser. When you say loser, do you mean losers or do you mean like last place?
If you're not first, you're last, Ricky Bobby.
Whoa, sick reference, bro. All right. Now, Hyle just brought up this whole thing about sort of the meta. What are we thinking about?
Don't
how to
say
win this?
meta.
No,
Jeff,
I said it.
I hate that. I told Mitchell how much I hate that.
I never met a meta I didn't like. But we can discuss our sort of our game plans and everything as we go, or maybe at the end. I'm not going to give away my secrets. I don't want you guys to either
we
copy
can talk about it a
counter.
bit on each entry.
But what I was going to say was, I just in general, like we all did preparation, right? We were all prepared for this.
Of course.
Jeff is being an asshole right now because I did say in our group chat that I have not done preparation for this.
Right. Sort of like a guy who isn't trying to win. I don't know.
Yeah, in fact, my only strategy, I had a bunch of strategies, not specific games in my head that I was like going to go for, but like pathways I was going to go for. I do have that kind of strategy. But my biggest strategy was not to go first, so I'm off to a bad start.
Well,
but, I'm not going to lie to you. I also didn't want to go first, so that's rough, but it is the luck of the draw, the art of the deal. But before we get started...
Yes.
Before we play the beautiful jingle that Hyle has cooked up for
Yes, because in the live stream, Jeff, by the way, hello to our live stream right now. We've got Just Andre, we've got Gigastrike, we've got our friend Chris, we've got Days of Matt, we've got Porygon Q. And Gigastrike says, do your guys' libraries have team names?
Do they?
Do they? Well,
they will.
Did we come up with team names? Because I feel like any draft, to really rally the fans behind us, we need team names.
I agree. I think we should go in pick order. Mitchell, Hyle, Jeff, and announce our team names. But I want to tell the audience, don't take the team name so much into the vote. The vote should be who you think has the best team composition, best 5 games. If you don't like my team name, that's not a good reason to vote. But I mean, I guess I can't stop you. That's democracy. Mitchell, what's your team's name?
Brooklyn Dodgers.
Strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're the Brooklyn Dodgers. That's all there is to it. We might go to LA later, but right now we're in Brooklyn.
You don't have
Named
to
after
justify
the trolley Dodgers that had to get out of the way of the trolleys in Brooklyn when they had trolleys.
I like trolley
Joe.
Dodgers better, honestly. Because I have a feeling I'm going to want to run you over with a trolley by the end of this.
So who is going second? That's wasn't decided
Hyle.
Yet.
No,
That's
it was.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, was
You're
it?
not
Okay,
paying
okay.
attention.
Mitchell, Hyle, Jeff was the deciding thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so
Hyle, what's your team?
my team is the Banana Squits. Not Splits. Squits.
Cool.
Pretty turdy. Well, my team, obviously, is the Bay City Rollers, because it is Saturday night right now. We're going to keep on dancing to the rock and roll.
Can I change mine to the San Diego Padres?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, mine are the San Diego Padres.
You get one change. That is the rule we just decided.
Okay. Yeah,
I've this one I'm writing this in the document, so there's no second change. It's been written down now.
Okay.
Now,
the San Diego Padres.
You both have cities in your team name, and now I'm thinking like I need a city, or else it's not a real team.
Is Banana not a city? Can you prove that?
Yeah, can you prove that, Hyle? Are you sure no one's ever lived in a place called Banana?
Do you know
idiots?
every city in the whole world? I don't think you fucking do.
Ass. Are you kidding me? Are you sure about that?
I'm typing in Banana City, and there is a village in Kiribati called Banana.
Don't make up a place.
I'm not, Jeff. I'm sorry you're not as worldly and well traveled as I am.
Yeah, you've been to Kiribati.
Well, you've been to Google.
Yeah, I'm a jet setter. What can I say?
I own a globe. That was actually that was guys. That was actually a lie. I don't own a globe.
I was gonna say,
not true.
Like, you're not a nepo baby with a globe.
Yeah, globes are too round. I have regular 2-dimensional maps, like some kind of plebe.
I don't own a globe. I should get a globe. Why not?
Yeah, pass it down to your kids.
Money's free. Let's get a globe.
I had a globe, but I fell on hard times.
I thought you were going to say you fell on the globe.
I fell on hard globes.
I had a globe, but I fell on it. Now it's
a little bit
dented.
of this, a little bit of that.
Statistically, I probably landed on the Pacific Ocean. That's a little fact for everyone. All right, let's get this started. We got the first, and probably last at this, right? DKU draft special presented by Jack Links.
No,
Jack Links.
Feed your wild side. Feed your wild side.
No, we're not sponsored by anybody, because then I have to make a special notation on YouTube.
Oh no, we're not sponsored by Jack Links. We just personally love it, all of us.
I don't. I like Primal brand vegan jerky.
What's in vegan jerky? What do they make it out of?
Yeah,
soy.
What is it? Sawdust?
No, it's just soy.
Is it like hard to pull apart with your teeth, like beef jerky is?
Oh yeah, it's miserable.
It gets in there. I
thought of
a food today. I was thinking the root beer bacon cheeseburger at Sonic.
Ooh,
I'd go down
like
Sonic.
that, like a.
I'd give it a try.
Like a bacon jam with root beer mixed into it. That could be great.
Yeah, like some sort of like a preserve on there that's root beery.
My girlfriend made me strawberry pancakes this morning. It was great.
Brag.
I know. Yeah, I definitely was a brag. They tasted like strawberries and pancakes.
I had a bowl of creamed wheat because that's how sad I am.
Jesus Christ. Fuck, we have to move on.
That's worse than not eating.
All right.
I know, but
first
I
to
hate
the
food.
podium.
Yeah.
I'm moving on. You guys, you're done. Don't say creamed wheat on my podcast. First to the podium, we have the San Diego Padres.
Hey, I'm from the San Diego Padres, and we have our first draft. We have our first giraffe locked in, and we've been feeding it and taking care of it because this giraffe's name is Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Oh.
Curveballed me. You curveball. I didn't think it was going in the first round.
Yeah, that's a bold first draft pick, Mitchell. A cameo game at that.
I know, but you want to. I got it locked in, so I'll explain some of the thought process around it. I think a Super Smash Brothers game on the list is going to be very strong. It's going to make that list look replayable for a while. It celebrates a lot of different aspects of gaming history, and by extension, the DKU. And Ultimate does that the most out of all the Smash games. So I felt like I wanted to snatch that up early. Everything else, it's like, well, do you like this one more than this one? Like, well, I mean, for me personally, I don't even know if Ultimate's my favorite Smash, but like, it is the one. It's the one that I felt like I wanted to get on that list, fast and with prejudice. So I'm glad that I got it.
It is, yes, it is the game, the modern game that best encapsulates the DKU concept, because you've got, of course, Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong and Banjo and Kazooie, but you also have King K. Rool in probably his best portrayal ever. Just like this great like omni portrayal of K. Rool. And yeah, so if you are all about the notion of the DKU and you got to get your fix, Smash Ultimate is probably the best way to go about that.
And you got Fox and Crystal in there too. Yeah.
Don't sell the audience on your competitor's pick. That's not what we're doing here.
I felt like it was actually really nice what he did.
I'm a good sport, Jeff.
It's not about nice. It's not about nice. What it's about is that this is a terrible pick.
Okay.
All right. So
okay.
When the audience goes to vote, they're gonna know, because I'm telling them right now that really you're gonna vote for Mitchell's list because of this. I don't think you will.
I want to hear why you think it's a bad pick, though, Jeff. Legitimately.
Do you want me to tell you an honest answer or a? Because I think
give me a dishonest answer.
Don't tell me you're just gonna lie to me then. Like, just
no. Well, I don't.
Something.
Obviously, look, it's a great game. It has the Kongs and Banjo reunited post rare buyout. I mean, that's just an incredible thing. No doubt. This is great. And I mean, I have there's no way to argue this isn't a great pick. I did not expect it to go in the first round. I would have liked this one to be on my list, but I was expecting it to be a round later. But because I want to win, I can't tell the audience to vote for this. I can't tell them this is good. So I have to let them know that actually there's too many PlayStation characters in this one. There's Solid Snake, Cloud Strife, Persona? I don't want to play as Persona. That's not what I'm going to play as. I'm not going to do that. So, bad pick. Sorry.
Yeah, and Steve is unbalanced. It's a hard game to play in a high competitive level because of Steve.
Dragon Quest Hero is it breaks like if you can't read the language, right? Is that the issue with it? I don't know what the competitive players care about.
Yeah, I'm not going to help you with that. But
Dragon Quest Hero has the spell book with thing, and then if there's like a whole issue with that, I don't know what it is. Now, Jeff, I don't know what it is.
Jeff, here's the thing. I realize what you're doing. I realize you're trying to get people away from voting for Mitchell's team. the San Diego Padres. Yeah. So
don't vote that.
I get that, but here's the thing. You and I prepared. Mitchell did not prepare. And in full disclosure, I feel
pretty prepared.
In full disclosure, though, I prepared 15 games, potential draftees. Obviously, I have the ones I prefer. Front and loaded, like, just ready to go. But Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was on my list of 15, Mitchell. So
Was it high? Was it high on your list?
I'm not going to tell you that because that will divulge my strategy.
We might tell it at the end, but I don't want anyone to copy my strategy.
Well, you can choose not to tell me, but I can also choose to ask and be denied.
I'll deny you all day and all night.
It's just to be asked, be denied.
Yeah, do I get a kiss at the door? No, not tonight.
Sometimes you don't.
No.
Sometimes lips are too tired.
Yeah. Well, I forgot to say Hyle's on the clock, so the time is ticking. The second pick steps to the podium. I forget you. The banana squits.
The banana squits.
Can you remind me what country this team is located in?
Oh, Jeff, that's sad for you.
What? It's sad for me that I forgot the country that the village of Banana is in?
Kiribati.
Yeah, no, I knew that.
What do they teach you in Michigan?
There's someone in chat who says that there's a city near them called Bananal.
Oh, can I change my name to Bananal Squiz?
Bananal Squiz.
You can.
That's just a little too clever for the Kongversation podcast.
I know, but it's so much better. It's so much more apropos. Apropos, even.
Whoa! Crap.
Okay.
Crap.
Okay.
Apropos.
I need to vote for my first pick.
Draft it. Vote for it. Draft it.
Sorry, I'm drafting. I have the power. And this shouldn't come to any surprise for anybody who knows me and knows what I would pick first, especially in a high-stakes drafting scenario such as this. But I draft as my first signee to the Bananal Squits. Bananal, okay.
Sorry.
Is that really how you pronounce it?
There's no way to know, but I assume no. But
we are going to.
Donkey Kong Country 2. Now, not a very scandalous or shocking choice like young Mitchell over here, but I picked Donkey Kong Country 2 because even though everybody has an opinion about which Donkey Kong Country game they prefer, when you poll the fandom, I think by and large, DKC2 will run away with it. That's not to sell the original or 3 or Tropical Freeze or even Returns short, but 2 has that sweet spot where it was this immaculately designed sequel to the first by the original creative team. And it came out right in that window where nostalgia is still super high. If you were around for the first one, chances are you'll be nostalgic for the second one. So it just got a lot going for it. And of course, it was going to be my number 1 draft pick.
All right. The second overall pick goes to the Bananal Squits. Yes. Donkey Kong Country 2. Boy, you fellas have put me on the back foot here because I definitely thought Donkey Kong Country 2 would not make it back to me. That's not surprising, but yeah, I mean, I'm kind of torn whether to play to counter. If DKC2 is off the board, then do I need something on my board that is in that ballpark? If Smash Brothers Ultimate, do I need to react to that? Or do I get proactive and try to take other stuff off the board that you guys might go for? Honestly, when I predicted how this was going to go, I really thought third pick is the way to be. And right now, I'm not liking it. You guys surprised me. You did.
I think you're actually in a better position than you think you are right now because DKC2 sucks. No one likes it, and it's from 1995. Ew, boomer.
I'm not gonna say it sucks, but it's not like good.
Yeah.
I talked nice about your game, Mitchell. What the hell?
Well, my game's actually in 3D. Yours just uses little pictures. Anyone can draw a picture, dude.
Yeah, what do you like pictures? I don't think so.
Yeah,
Chief.
I forgot Mitchell's invested in AI.
Yeah, those aren't
Don't
pictures.
say that. I'm not. Don't say that in public. I'm not.
Some jokes are too low.
Yeah,
off
some
limits.
jokes will make people think.
With the third pick of the DKU draft 2024, the Bay City Rollers.
It's such a Jeff team name. I'm sorry. I'm breaking a little bit.
Like, nobody is gonna think it's funny but Hyle Russell. That's the problem with Jeff humor.
This is why I keep Jeff around, though, because he's like my court jester. He knows how to make me laugh.
Yeah, dance. I dance like a monkey. All right, with the third pick of the draft. Fuck. Okay. All right. I know. Here's the tricky part.
In a row right now, right?
I have 2 picks in a row. I'm gonna get the third pick and then the fourth pick because, like I said at the start, we are snaking the draft.
Yeah.
So for the audience, that means that in the second round we go reverse order. So I will go the fifth. I will go the third and then the fourth. And then
this
Hyle
is
the fifth.
excruciating for the audience right now. You need to say the game.
But Jeff, you have 2 back-to-back picks. You can dominate.
No, I know.
Like you're an early '90s party pizza from Domino's.
Yes, we know all about the Dominator, and we are hungry for it. But I won't get another pick until the 9th pick. So I'm gonna go with my 2 picks. So the third pick, I'm going to say. Flip a coin. Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh,
okay.
I knew it.
Yeah, that was another one that fucking sucks.
I had to make a choice whether to try to follow both of your examples and just get the next best copies or go different. And I've decided to go different because with the 4th pick of our draft, I am selecting Diddy Kong Racing.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, strong language.
Strong man.
He's
that
pretty
Hyle
strong.
Russell, he's a pretty strong guy.
The guy climbs mountains.
Yeah, he sees bears. That's pretty strong.
Now, Banjo-Kazooie, of course, is a pillar in our fandom, and the first game in particular is held up as one of the greatest 3D platformers of all time. Diddy Kong Racing was honestly because I assumed Mitchell was going to vote Banjo-Kazooie at the outset. So I figured when Mitchell was going first, I had no shot at getting my hands on Banjo-Kazooie.
And then you still didn't try. So that's weird.
No, because I was just kind of at peace with myself for letting Banjo-Kazooie go. But Diddy Kong Racing, I had my eye on that up-and-comer. For sure.
Yeah. So let me just say, with regards to both my picks, a quick piece. I think that Banjo-Kazooie and Diddy Kong Racing are both top pillars of the DKU. Just in general, two of the most beloved games. They cover 2 beloved genres of games that everyone who's a fan of the DKU loves: 3D platformers and kart racers. There are other 3D platformers and kart racers to choose from that are good, but those are the 2 that I think are a couple of the most beloved. And I thought, with having the option to get back-to-back picks, which I didn't know I was going to have before we started this, I think that getting 2 top pillars off the board
tough to beat.
was the move to make. So, all right, that was my move.
Okay. You've thrown me a curveball, though, because you've completely chopped me off at my knees, because they were my next 2 potential draftees.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so you basically gutted my, I guess, ideal 5 draft picks. Now, I did come prepared for this, but as our live stream is discussing right now...
Most of us did.
Yeah, most of us did, yeah.
I feel great, guys. I feel like I'm still very much in some sort of running.
Now, everybody in the live stream chat is saying Jeff is now hard to beat because Jeff got the back-to-back.
He's got 2 games and the other people have 1. It's
yeah, come on, guys. We're gonna have 5. It's gonna even up.
Okay, we just lost Jeff.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Jeff just dropped out of the call.
Huh.
So
do you want to keep playing the game and we can guess what Jeff would do?
Well, I think Jeff was like, as a mic drop moment, he drafted Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, Jeff, you're back?
Hello?
Jeff is
Hello?
back.
I don't know what that was. It just like a little sunspot hit
Yeah.
my house, and I lost connection, but I'm back.
We thought
Okay.
it was performance art where you were like, I drafted Banjo-Kazooie and Diddy Kong Racing. I don't need to draft 3 other ones, and you just left.
How
It's
you
called a
feeling, man?
mic
Are
drop.
you good? Do you feel all right?
I'm fine.
Do you need anything?
Thank you. No, I really appreciate the concern. This is a good guy. He's a good guy here. But no, I'm good.
I can get
And
you some
can I just say-
goldfish?
Goldfish, like do you mean the live animal or the cracker?
What would help you more in this moment?
Give me a couple of live goldfish, like at the
All right.
carnival.
Well,
Just
you
put 'em
drafted
in.
Banjo-Kazooie, so just have at it.
Yeah, and Diddy Kong Racing is basically the goldfish of games. So
Okay, so
Try to
here's
try
Goldfish
to beat
cracker
that.
of games.
sure.
Okay,
the
it's
position.
pretty good. I like those.
Back to Hyle.
Yeah, thank you. Here's the position Jeff put me in.
Mm-hmm.
My first draft pick was Donkey Kong Country 2.
Yeah.
So
No,
I
we
have
know.
an excellent 2D platformer in there. But as our live stream chat is saying, diversity in our picks is going to be key to winning. So if I just vote for another Donkey Kong Country game or another 2D platformer, I'm going to have a pretty samey hand, right? So I need to go big. I need to go bold. And I need to have an interesting second pick. I can't just go the same route I went for pick 1. And this is a challenge. This is a challenge because obviously Diddy Kong Racing or a 3D platformer of the caliber of Banjo-Kazooie would help me do that, but I can't draft them. They're now Bay City Rollers. So, who do I bring home to Banana or Bananal? Who do I bring
Bananal.
home? Yeah, who do I bring home? Well, I think, despite what I said earlier, and this is just to piss Jeff off, I have to diversify. I have to make Sea of Thieves a squid.
All right.
Now, I saved Sea of Thieves, and I know while it has its fans in our community, and I mean, it has its fans because it just passed, 40 million players. So it's Rare's biggest game of all time. But I realize that among a certain pedigree of DKU fanatic, Sea of Thieves would rank pretty low or not at all. But I feel that Sea of Thieves, it keeps me coming back for more. It's a very interesting game that's constantly evolving, constantly growing and changing. And it's pretty damn different from DKC 2. So I think it's a smart second pick. It wasn't originally my second pick, for sure, or my third pick. But it is my second favorite game of all time, right behind DKC 2. So what the hell? I'm going to play true to my heart. I'm going to go with Sea of Thieves.
Now, does it count as a full draft pick for that game because the game's so empty and has no content?
Hyle, sorry, Mitchell, we try to keep this on brand and say it has no Kong-tent.
Yeah.
Content.
Yeah.
That's a very clever
There's no
pun.
tents with any Kongs in them.
Wait, so does that mean I get a sixth pick if Sea of Thieves
No.
only counts partial?
Well, good try. I have to side with Hyle here. It counts as a pick.
Now,
That I will give
I
it.
have a sixth pick because I would like one.
You can, because it's just your turn to go.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
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 Okay.
Do your best.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here I go. Here I go. So I've hung out with our listenership before quite a bit. Someone just left the call. Jeff left the call again. This
Jeff?
is not going to be convenient.
No, Jeff is. I'm really worried about what's happening
No.
over the state of Michigan right now.
Yeah, you good?
Listen, no, here. This is what we're gonna do about it. I've gone out 3 times, but I've come back. So if you can, try to pretend it didn't happen, and I'll just keep going.
Impossible. I think
I'm back. I'm back.
I think they hear the ding dongs when you leave.
They do hear ding dong, Jeff. It's pretty
but
noisy.
Is it in the recording? Is it in the podcast?
I think so.
Because I don't know. I don't know if it's in the podcast.
In a live episode, it might be.
You know what, guys? That's what we got when we do a live episode. This has literally never happened before. But you go live.
Jeff, are you okay
you're
though?
Not gonna thrive.
Are you
fine.
cold?
I could use a blankie, but
Okay.
I do have one, so it's fine.
Yeah, don't suffer in silence, man. Just tell us what you need.
Cool. What's the 6th pick?
Okay, so I got 2 in a row right now. Pick 6 and 7, and I definitely anticipated that you all having a combined 4 of the top picks right away after my top pick would put me in a bad position, and I think that happened. So, some of these I was definitely aiming for. Hyle, your guess that I was gunning for Banjo-Kazooie, that was true. I definitely had thought about that. So I'm gonna start doing something that no one in this draft has done yet, and I will go in a counter pick kind of mood because I know this will sit well with our audience, and I'm gonna draft Banjo-Tooie.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, there's only 2 of them, so gotta make sure that one gets in there. And furthermore, I'm gonna go ahead. Well, okay, actually, you know what? I'm stuck between 2 games for my next pick, because of the way things have shaken out. Jeff, let me pose this to you real quick. Let me ask you a question.
Pose me, poser.
What do you want the most?
What do I want the most?
What do you want the most?
I wanna.
Hey Jeff, what do you want the most?
I wanna be loved.
I love that for you. You.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say DKC won.
Oh.
I feel loved.
I think DKC 1 is a very good video game, and I like it. And you both put me in a position where I kind of needed to play to what you already did, but I would have picked these 2 anyway. I think I really love these 2 video games, and
You're effectively
I know
mirroring.
they are loved.
Yeah, you're mirroring Jeff and I right now because you picked the sequel to one of Jeff's picks, and you picked the originator to one of my picks.
We can reclaim the word prequel. I felt what you were doing in that sentence. I think we can say prequel can be the thing that came first, even if it's not been technically correct in the past. We don't need to dance around it. We don't need to pretend, it's impossible to get a word for this thing. Let's just call it prequel.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I know you don't, but we need to be able
something
to make
made
moves.
later.
Nope. I decide it isn't. Hyle, I'm deciding it doesn't have to be later.
Oh,
it's kind of hard to argue
be
with
a thing
that.
that comes first.
I didn't realize Mitchell made
really
the rules.
definitive.
Jeez.
Yeah. Have you ever decided something? This is intense.
I actually decide quite a bit.
I'm about to decide my third draft pick. Oh my god, it's really
the 8th overall. Yeah,
I'm feeling the heat right now. I'm feeling the pressure because this is going to be the middle draft pick. This is going to be the nut within the shell of my team.
Now this one's going to be the nut.
Yeah. And, we were speaking to diversifying and having a little bit of something for everyone in the mix. But it's getting challenging. It is really getting challenging. Now,
it's already quite hard.
Here's what I don't have in my lineup. I don't have a 3D platformer, and that's something that Jeff has. That's something that you have, Mitchell. Mm-hmm. Now, what am I left with? I could pick something like Conker's Bad Fur Day. I could pick something like Donkey Kong 64. I could go with Yooka-Laylee. I could do that. And I could say, that's my 3D platformer pick because the N64 banjos have been swiped for me. Or I could just completely go in the other direction and betray everything I just said. And I could vote for Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. Which is my next
thought about it. I thought about it very, very hard.
Here's why I'm picking Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. It gets a little bit of Platonic representation in the mix. It is a superb 2D platformer of the modern vintage. I really like it. Not enough people talk about it. Jeff and I are bees in it, and that's pretty cool. I would be voting for it even if we were. Mitchell, you're in the credits.
I mean, I'm the last name in the credits.
Yeah, because
I'm in the credits.
Yeah. Well, I'm not in the credits, but I'm a B.
Don't single out Mitchell. We're both in there.
I forgot that you got both. You double.
I won the contest. I won a contest.
They just handed it to me, but
I worked hard.
I didn't do a damn thing.
Oh, Mitchell won a contest.
I got runner-up in a contest.
Yeah.
That's a win. A runner-up is a win. We don't denigrate
trophy.
That.
If you're not first, you're last, Ricky Bobby.
So anyway,
sick reference, bro.
Even though Yooka-Laylee and Impossible Lair is another 2D platformer, I think the overworld does enough difference and evolves the genre, pushes it forward enough that it's worthy of inclusion on my team. Go Squits!
Yeah, I don't want to make fun of this one because this is one of the ones that I would get nervous that people think I'm being serious, and I really love this game, so I'll let you have it.
This might be the single game in the DKU that deserves to be applauded and lauded and told to people that this is one of the greats, because it feels like one of the ones that maybe slipped under some radars. Yeah. This is a great game. And specifically, it was exactly the game I was about to pick because Hyle chose Donkey Kong Country 2 and Mitchell chose Donkey Kong Country 1, and I do not yet have a 2D platformer on my team. And I was looking at the options. I have done some preparation. And the idea... So, Impossible Lair is not just a 2D platformer, but also kind of dips into that Platonic fandom and the Yooka-Laylee fandom. It was a good pick, because I'm about to have 2 picks in a row, and one of them would have been Impossible Lair, for sure. So it's gone. Good job. But because I can't pick that one, I do still want to get a 2D platformer off the board that is a good one. And I think that I'm going to go ahead with the 9th overall pick and my 3rd pick. I'm going to take Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Damn it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I knew it.
I'm actually
from the way
shocked
that you were.
I'm actually surprised that Jeff picked Tropical Freeze, because Jeff, your opinion on Tropical Freeze has ironically taken a southward turn.
I don't know where you heard that, but it's basically in the top 3 best DKU video games. Actually, whoa! I just realized all 3 of the top 3 are on my list right now. That's cool. I can't believe I lucked into that. But let me say this about Tropical Freeze. It's an excellent video game. It's an excellent game. Obviously, very, very good. It is modern. Both of my previous picks, Banjo-Kazooie and Diddy Kong Racing, are obviously nostalgia picks. And it is nice to have something a little more modern on the list if we have younger voters or just people like the variety. It is a great modern platformer. One of the best 2D platformers ever made. I am not blowing smoke when I say that, even though I've been critical of the game. It bothers me. I'm going to be open and honest here. It bothers me that Retro's games didn't get really deep with the fan service in the way that a lot of other revivals have done. However, I know it's a great game, and I enjoyed playing it a lot. And I know that a lot of our following and our audience loves this game. I think it's a good pick for my list. I'm happy to have it here at the Bay City Rollers with the 9th overall pick, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. But I'm not done.
See, but can I just say really quick, Jeff? This is why your internet's been cutting out. This is why the sun spot activity has been happening, because the snowmads are blotting it out. Because they knew they were going to be on your team, and they were already blowing their little horn out of celebration. There, I provided a reason. You're welcome.
Good job. Yeah, I'll blow my horn in agreement with that. My next pick, I don't think I thought this far ahead. Oh, God, wait, did I? All right. I have a 3D platformer.
Yeah.
And I now have a 2D platformer.
Mm.
And I also have a racing game, a kart racer.
Yeah.
But what I don't have, and what has already become a competitive spot on the board, I think I have to do this. I think that it's time, because it's not going to get back to me. I'm not going to get another pick until almost
the end.
Yeah. I'm going to get the last pick of the draft after this. So I don't think it'll be here. I'm going to pick for my 10th pick, for the 10th pick, for my 4th pick, Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Oh!
Yeah, so Mitchell took Ultimate. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's a great video game. No doubt about it. Super Smash Bros. Melee is the classic. It is the Super Smash Bros. Game that made Super Smash Bros. Into an absolute monolith.
This is very frustrating, because you and I have talked about Melee versus Ultimate before, and you've definitely been on the side of Ultimate, and I've been on the side of Melee. But
you know what?
Now I'm hearing some other words coming out of your mouth. Now I'm hearing some different stuff.
There's a difference between what you take in the first round and what you take in the 4th round, your 4th pick. So Melee is great. There's no doubt about it. But admittedly, I viewed it as a 4th round pick. Fair enough. It is what it is. But it still means that my group of games has a great Super Smash Brothers game on it. And when you look at my list of games and you say, do I want to play that list of 5 games? You're going to have one of the greatest games of all time. Super Smash Brothers Melee is the one that really put Smash Brothers on an upper tier of Nintendo games. Super Smash Brothers 64 is a good game and fun, but Melee is the one where all of a sudden this was one of the pillars of the video game industry. It's where all of the online fandom began around speculating about Super Smash Brothers. What's going to come next? Who are they going to add? What characters are we going to champion? And Melee is just great. It's just a really good video game. So I'm happy to have it on my team. The Bay City Rollers, with the 10th pick overall, have selected Super Smash Brothers Melee.
See, no, Jeff, you've really blighted your winning hand there. You had Diddy Kong Racing, you had Banjo-Kazooie on there, and Tropical Freeze, and I was like, everybody's gonna vote for Jeff. Everybody's gonna vote for Jeff. You
really shit in the punch bowl with this one, Jeff.
Yeah. Now, all of a sudden, Jeff, you have this gaping black hole that's sucking up all the positivity you had. Because Super Smash Brothers Melee, that's what normies like. That's what.
Yeah, you have a goatsy of the soul very visible right now, I can tell.
Goatsy of the soul. I like that.
Goatsy
Mitchell.
of the soul, Jeff.
Yeah, I love that. No, here's the thing. This is what the straights play. This is what, like...
What?
Oh, I'm a gamer. Ooh, I play Super Smash Brothers Melee. Ooh, look at me. I'm playing as Fox. Ooh.
Is this anti-gay? You're promoting the straights? What does that mean?
It's like in 60s terminology. Like I'm using boomer language that you can understand, Jeff.
I'm a baby.
It's like not what the
I'm a
hep
widow
cats
boy.
play.
I'm a baby, it's a boy.
It's what people who listen to Ballad of the Green Beret play. Okay, straight.
Jesus Christ!
Sure. Oh, shit.
So
You're really just turning off Melee voters. I think that the people who like Melee already like it.
no,
You might not be
normal
swaying them.
people like Melee, and that's fine. I like Melee too, but I hate it because it doesn't have Diddy Kong in it. It doesn't have K. Rool. It doesn't have Banjo and Kazooie. Mitchell's team is looking pretty sweet right now.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Who the hell?
Guys, no. Ultimate's very good. It's got all the characters.
Who the hell is Roy compared to Banjo and Kazooie? That's what I want to say.
Disregard that Roy is also an Ultimate.
Yeah.
But
how many Roys
actually,
can Ultimate have?
has 2.
Right,
Two
that's
Roys.
too many. One Roy, I'll give a pass for one Roy.
Yeah.
We all will give a pass for one Roy, but when you got 2 Roys,
My point is,
2 Roys.
my point is, Jeff, I'm admonishing you, so shut up. My point is that Roy in Ultimate has been laundered through the legitimacy of King K. Rool and Banjo and Kazooie, while Roy in Melee, he's illicit earnings. We don't. Where did this drug money come from?
I think that he shows up in Ultimate as our boy, actually, who has done his time and is returning as a champion.
I was about to brag about the characters that are in Super Smash Bros. Melee that are not in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and then I quickly remembered that one of the main selling points of Ultimate, I was like, yeah, but Melee, it's got Mewtwo, and I was like, wait a minute, no,
Yeah,
everyone is here, but sometimes everyone is too many.
All right.
8 is enough, as they say.
Yeah, very convincing.
Ultimate has way more than 8. So I see your play there, though, Jeff. You're trying to appeal to the Mitchell fans, the Padres out there who might have been like, Mitchell's got it going on, but if I had to settle for a lesser Smash and still get Diddy Kong Racing and Banjo-Kazooie and Tropical Freeze, I see what you're doing there, Jeff. You're not getting by me. You're not fooling me. I understand.
I'm doing good.
But here's the thing. You both took the best Smash Brothers games, so I don't have any Smash Brothers left to vote for.
Hey, Hyle, remember grinding up your Blastoise in Route 1?
What does that have to do with anything?
Do you remember the joy you had growing your squirty little boy into a big Blastoise in Route 1?
Absolutely. I don't
Blind
regret
to the
that.
offerings of the whole rest of the world?
I don't regret my Pokemon life choices, Mitchell.
Well, Smash Brothers Ultimate has you covered because it lets you pick a Squirtle. It doesn't pretend that the main character of Pokemon is Pikachu. It acknowledges that the main character of Pokemon are the 3 starters. It acknowledges that Banjo-Kazooie is a Nintendo classic. It acknowledges that King K. Rool is one of the all-timer Nintendo characters that needs to be involved. It acknowledges that sometimes Joker is there. Sometimes Joker has shown up to things.
Yeah, and Harley Quinn is probably coming soon, so it's fine.
So, okay, all right, Mitchell. I was defending you though. You have the superior choice. I was making Jeff feel bad, and then you were
he got it in the he got the superior choice in the first round, and I got the second best one in the 4th round. I think that for value, I did all right.
I'm mostly just talking through Hyle to the audience.
Yeah.
Additional points that they could do well to remember.
DK Vine audience.
DK audience, please.
DK audience, do you love Kazuya?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you care about Kazuya.
You get a little Kazooie, you'll get a little Kazuya. It's a balance. It's a karmic thing.
It's the yin yang. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Mitchell, I mean Hyle.
Yeah.
What are the bananal squits picking here?
The banana
on the
squits.
clock.
Yeah, am I on the clock? All right.
You're on the clock now.
The banana squits are left with a delicate, dicey dance that they must do because
One of those.
Triple D.
Yeah.
Triple D.
It's the classic no-win Triple D scenario, because you have diversified your portfolio, your teams so well. Well, I have 2D platformers on the roster.
Do another.
No, yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like
Triple down.
I could
Triple D.
down
Triple D.
in my
There's more.
Triple D
And
go for another Donkey Kong Country game, which at the very least would go over well with the legions of fans that the remaining entry in the original series has, or the babies out there who grew up with Returns. You know, I could make one of those plays and say, you know what, we're just team 2D platformer. Come at us. You know, come vote for us if you're with us. But I am stuck on diversifying. I am stuck on having different mouth flavors. Right? Like, you don't just want one mouth flavor. You want to taste the rainbow. And because it's hard. Because what I'm left with are some fairly esoteric choices. I could also vote for a cameo game and just sell out. But would that be true to my own brand? And this is what I'm left.
My question is, what are you gonna do?
What am I gonna?
That's actually what I was thinking you should answer as well.
Yeah, and here's the thing: like, I could vote for a cameo game that's well regarded, and that could be the safe choice. But where did I get? Did I get where I am today by playing it safe? Absolutely not. And that's my big mistake. But you know what? I'm going to double down and continue to be reckless. I am going to draft fucking Star Fox Adventures. That's what I'm going to vote for. And let me tell you why. Yeah, you're laughing, Jeff, but you won't be laughing when we tally these votes. Because Star Fox Adventures, it is a GameCube game.
It came out, guys.
Yeah, no.
That game released.
People can have their guffaws about it all they want. They can laugh and chortle over the voice acting, over how cheesy it might be, the incessant animations whenever you pick up items, the fact that it's kind of like Zelda, but not as good. But you know what? I really
like a pick that I don't need to say anything for.
I really like Star Fox Adventures because it is Rare's take on fantasy tropes, but they also marry it with a reinvention of a pre-existing Nintendo series, a la Donkey Kong Country. It was a beautiful way to come full circle with their partnership on Nintendo consoles. And I think Star Fox Adventures has one of the best David Wise soundtracks of all time. And I think you know what? It's a lovely game, and I don't care who knows that I like it. I'm voting for Star Fox Adventures.
Well, I think enough has been said about that. You know, Hyle, although when you were talking about our picks of comparing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate to Melee, I thought you were about to launch into why you felt now compelled to pick the third best Super Smash Bros. Game, which is not a terrible thing to pick.
No, like,
but I was like
emissary, right? So,
but
like,
right,
something.
yeah, no, Brawl is the one to have. But I was thinking the whole time, I'm like, don't pick Brawl now because it'll be there later. Like, you have a fifth pick and it'll be there because we're not picking two Smash Brothers. But I'm glad you didn't do that. You know that Smash Brothers will be there later if you decide you want it. But yeah, Star Fox Adventures is good. I like the soundtrack.
It's a heart pick, which I like.
I do like a heart pick. Yeah. I will commend that.
Yeah, I really only have the one very much my heart specifically pick in my list. So I like
are you saying Tui with that? Because
yeah, I think so.
I fully thought that Tui was going to be a first round pick. I thought you might start.
I'm not saying it's a bad pick, only a heart pick. I'm just saying that's me specifically right there. And the rest has been playing the game. But
fair enough.
I think Tui though has its fans though. Like I think more so than Star
big
Fox
time.
Adventures. Like
Yeah.
I feel like we
it's a
are
better game.
Yeah, we're like it might be a better game, but okay. But I feel like
But it was a second round pick versus a fourth round pick.
standing up on your desk and saying, "I love Star Fox Adventures." It carries some weight. We're saying I
It's
like
kind of
Banjo-Tooie doesn't.
Yeah, it kind of turns me on.
Kind of turns Jeff on. I believe that's my cue.
Yeah.
For picks number 12 and 13, these are my last two picks. So I have to lock in the list right now. For those keeping track at home, I've got Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Banjo-Tooie, and the original Donkey Kong Country on my list so far. I like my list. But it is getting close to the end here, and I'm having a hard time determining what direction I want to take my list in. Because let me elucidate my thought process on this a little bit, Hyle, like you like to do, and then I'll be on the clock. I am afraid of going either too much core DKU or too much cameo. I do feel like that either one of those can look bad. So I'm having a hard time.
So you're gonna
juggling
split
that.
the difference and vote for cameo elements of power.
Let's not laugh too hard, because Chris Alcock is in our live stream chat, as anyone could be if you were listening to our live stream. You could get in on the future live conversations if you follow us on twitch.tv/DKVine.
Well, I've told Chris numerous times that cameo is definitely my favorite Rare Xbox 360 game, if not favorite Xbox game until probably Sea of Thieves.
That's solid. I mean, it's wrong, but it's solid. It's cool.
Well, of the Rare Xbox games,
It's not Viva Pinata, but it's cool.
I think I like it more than Viva Pinata, but yeah,
it's fine.
Okay, it's not my pick though, because as I think Chris would understand, we've decided to win. And here, okay. So I have a Smash Brothers, which is like a fighting game, but we can call it like a party multiplayer thing. That's the niche it's filling. We've got Banjo-Tooie, which is a 3D platformer, exploration based, world based. That's the niche it's filling. DKC 1 is a 2D platformer, which is a bit different, but very just core to the DKU. What I think is gonna look like a weird list after I pick this, but I feel strongly about Minecraft.
Ooh.
I think Minecraft.
Jeff Mitchell just lost. High five.
That's great. We love that, Hyle.
Yeah,
you and
I mean, yes. Vote for Minecraft, Mitchell.
I'm just saying.
Minecraft. God, Mitchell's
Just
so
saying.
embarrassed now. But no, Minecraft is objectively like a great game, and
Yeah, it's
like,
actually
it's
one
on
of the greatest video games of all time by
calm down.
like a lot of people's decision.
Okay,
it is.
all right.
It is in one of my probably in my top 20-ish favorite games.
Yeah,
but,
so it's one of your top games, so don't you make fun of it, please.
But I have terrible taste. Like
Well,
earlier in this same episode, I suggested a cheeseburger with root beer flavor as an
I thought
idea.
it was great. I think
Yeah,
that's good.
well, if you as the audience think then vote for Mitchell with his ideas. But Minecraft, you know what?
It's only the most successful video game of all time.
Chop down a tree.
I didn't realize we were just chasing trends, Mitchell. I didn't realize this was a popularity contest.
We're chasing wonder. We're chasing dreams. We're chasing ourselves through what a lot of people have considered a second childhood, being in Minecraft.
Well,
being able to make anything that you want to make.
Fine. You know what?
It's because it's not just the blocks, Hyle. People say it. People say that it's just the blocks. It's not just the blocks. It's the community. It's the millions and millions and millions of YouTube videos that explain everything that you would ever want to do or have a personality come through and express themselves in Minecraft. Jeff, here we go right now. Jeff, I would love you to do your intro to your Minecraft Let's Play channel. Let's go. Roll the tape.
Oh, I don't know how these go. I've never seen them. All right.
Yeah,
hey!
Yeah. It's pretty close.
Don't...
It's already pretty good, man.
Hey, let's see. Minecraft. All right. Hey, welcome to Simon Craft. I'm Simon, and I love Minecraft. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and smash that bell for more to watch us on YouTube.
Smash that bell.
Today, we're going to be trying to defeat the Undergarden. I don't know. I don't fucking know Minecraft. But hey, you know what? Minecraft, I did not want to go this way. I did not want to go here. I would be remiss to say that Minecraft sounds a lot.
No, Jeff.
Like
no.
Well,
No.
I guess I won't go there. But I will say that Minecraft. What? You know, hey, I chopped down a tree to make an axe. Now I have an axe and I can chop down trees. Cool. Fucking. Why don't you just talk to girls? Like, it's not hard. Leave your house. Touch grass.
Wow, sexist Jeff Onan says that girls don't play Minecraft. Thank you, everyone,
Whoa,
for witnessing
shit.
this expose in real time.
We can denigrate Mitchell's poor decision-making without being sexist or bringing up one of the most infamous hate tomes of the 20th century, Jeff.
You just picked Star Fox Adventures. You just did it.
Yeah, isn't Star Fox Adventures the Mein Kampf of video games?
What?
Okay, so
What?
So you did go ahead and say the thing it sounds like. Okay.
All right.
Gotcha.
All right.
Gotcha.
Well,
Not Nazi-wise.
I think Mitchell, that's a very crowd-pleasing choice if you're trying to appeal to the masses. That's a very Super Smash Brothers Melee choice of you, Mitchell. Congratulations.
How old do you think your core demographic is, Hyle?
I don't know, because Jeff is making Bay City roller jokes over here. So you can be sure I'm all askew. I have no weather vane pointing me in the right direction.
You know what's never askew? Anything in Minecraft, because it's built on a grid, and that can make things easier to manage sometimes. It's actually really thoughtful.
All right. Well, you know what? I applaud your moxie, Mitchell.
Well, I'm glad that you do, because I felt like that's my little drop of poison or whatever that I'm putting in my list. After that, it is quite hard to think of anything. I mean, I can think of some stuff,
sure,
but nothing is really jumping out to me as something that needs to be pick number 5.
Well, this is where you can get a little freaky with it, right?
Well, yeah.
He just picked
Minecraft.
Minecraft
Was the freaky one, but I do have a freakier one that.
Is it Minecraft too? Is there?
If I say it, here's what I'm thinking. Let me run this past. Yep. It's another cameo game, which would make my list 3 cameo games, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
how
I
do
don't
you
think
feel
you're a
about
true
it?
believer, Mitchell.
I don't know how I feel about it, Jeff. Thank you for asking.
I'll tell you after you pick, and then let you know how I feel.
Here's the thing. I have an idea of 2 games that I'm positive if I pick one, one of you is going to pick the other.
Sure.
Right.
And I can't for the life of me decide which way I should go.
Well, I think personally Donkey Konga 1 is actually better than Konga 2. So
I agree.
Go ahead.
I agree.
And Project Spark.
You know Project Spark. Imagine your list with both Minecraft and Project Spark. That's a good list.
Can I get you anything?
Yeah, like
you want some appy slices and maybe some caramel?
Just you asking was the thing. That's the thing that I wanted. So thank you. No, I feel good.
Okay, pick number 5. I think it's time for me to shit or get off the pot, if you know what I mean. If you know what I'm saying.
No, describe that to me in greater detail, please.
It's time for me to poop. And
okay.
I think I need a racing game.
Okay.
Ooh.
I think I need a racing game. And I know what the racing game to pick is. And still, I think because I don't want to win.
You do.
Like, I
do.
I
You're playing
really
it to
do.
win.
But there's something in me that has destroyed my self-confidence. Because I'm going with, I think, the better game. And I think the game that people at home should consider the better game. Let me make sure I get its name exactly right.
Uh-oh.
You know me and how much I love.
Don't do it.
You know it.
Oh my
Don't
God.
do it.
Why wouldn't I do it? You know you love it.
Go ahead and do it.
Mitchell's looking it up, Jeff. You have to give him time.
You know
to
how
look it
much
up.
I love Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing with Banjo-Kazooie.
Holy shit. Mitchell decided not to win.
Now, to be fair, Jeff, this is a very beloved entry in the annals even of the DKU, where
This is a very, very good racing game that
Yeah.
I think approaches, if not is, better than any Mario Kart. I think that the style in this game, although not based in the core DKU, is that same kind of fun-loving collection of characters that we pride ourselves on here at DK Vine. It's a beautiful game with a beautiful Banjo and Kazooie in it. Now, you may be asking me, how long is this podcast?
It's too long.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
But let me just tell you. I love this game. It's a very good video game, and you should pick my list.
See, you've won me back over, Mitchell, because I really wanted to turn the crowd against you for picking Minecraft. I know how popular Minecraft is. I'm not some sort of Luddite who just lives in a cave. I get it, right? But I don't know, like, I wave my freak flag pretty damn high, and I'm proud of that. And so it's to say, Minecraft is the best video game. I'm just like, all right, well, why don't you go read the Da Vinci Code, buy the new Taylor Swift album, tune in to CBS for NCIS or whatever the fuck. Like, it's just very, very mainstream. And so,
you say you want to stay away from the mainstream thing, but look at a sunset, look at a rainbow. They're the same every goddamn time, and they're always beautiful.
Oh wow, you've completely turned me around there. I can't respond to that because you're right.
Yeah, you want to stick your nose up at the pumpkin spice latte and then also enjoy the same fucking sunset that happens every goddamn day. It's
wow.
There's beauty in the base level of our existence, and I think that you've begun to accept it.
All I was saying though is Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing with Banjo-Kazooie is esoteric enough that I'm like, all right, Mitchell's all right. I raised Mitchell right.
Thanks, Poppy. Padre. Yeah. San Diego Padre.
Yeah. Which, that's your 5. You're out.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
So before Hyle gives the 14th pick of the DKU draft in his final, Mitchell's list currently is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Banjo-Tooie, Donkey Kong Country, Minecraft, and Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing with Banjo-Kazooie.
What happened, guys?
I don't know, man. You really took a turn.
Life happened.
So, Hyle, how do you react to that mess?
I'm reacting pretty strongly.
When I say that mess, I didn't mean Mitchell. I just meant like the whole game. Yeah. I didn't mean Mitchell. Sorry, Mitchell. I didn't mean Mitchell.
And so, can I get you anything?
Yeah, no, I'm all right.
Okay. So,
yeah, great.
Here's how I'm reacting. So, as you know, I was up late last night coming up with my draft picks. I picked 15 because I I wanted to cover all my bases, and I also knew that a lot of my draft picks would be picked by you two. So I was like, at least I will have fallbacks. But I'm looking at my fallback list now, which consists of 6 remaining games that have not been drafted at all. And I'm looking at this list, and I'm like, none of these are going to cut it. None of these are going to get me over the line to go toe-to-toe with the two of you. So I have to completely tear up my list and go with a dark horse.
Ooh.
That's right.
I know what you should pick, Hyle. By the way, I think
I know
picking
too.
for your guys' lists is way easier than picking for my list.
Right?
Right?
It's so true. Every time I'm like, all right, well, this is what Hyle should pick, and then he doesn't. This is what Mitchell should pick, and then he doesn't. But Hyle, we want to hear what you say. And then Mitchell and I will converse.
So I am picking something that wasn't originally on my list, something that will shock the two of you, but I know in my heart that it is the right choice. It is the only choice to make my list all the more fluffy.
What's it going to be?
I am picking Viva Pinata, Trouble in Paradise.
Yeah, all right.
All right, so Viva Pinata, Trouble in Paradise. Now, this might surprise you because obviously I don't talk about the Viva Pinata series all that much because when it was at the height of its powers, that was when I was most detached from both the DKU and DK Vine. And so I feel like I was out of the bubble just a little bit when it was really rocking and rolling on the Xbox 360 and Nintendo DS. But I can appreciate everything Viva Pinata brought to the table. I desperately want to get into it. And I know Trouble in Paradise is widely considered to be the better of the two mainline Viva Pinata games. So it's kind of just an easy choice when it comes down to it. Trouble in Paradise.
Well, I'm delighted to say that you have not picked the one that was clearly the right game for you to pick in this situation.
Yep. No, I agree. But let me tell you this, Mitchell. What you and I are going to do, I'm all right, thank you. Lemonade? Do you have a lemonade?
Would you take a lemon?
Yes, it's
all
exactly the same. So Mitchell, on the count of 3, you and I are going to say the game we think Hyle ought to have picked. Okay?
No, I don't want to. I don't want to say it until you pick your last game.
Oh, I wasn't going to pick it. The one that I'm thinking of.
Well, I don't want to say a game that I think is worthy of being picked until you say your last game.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, fair enough. Well, let me just go ahead and make my pick. The final pick of the DKU draft is my pick. It's my pick. It's my 5th pick. My team. By the way, before I say my team, let me tell you Hyle's team. Donkey Kong Country 2, Sea of Thieves, Yooka-Laylee in the Impossible Lair, Star Fox Adventures, and Viva Pinata, Trouble in Paradise. That's Hyle's team. We're going to say all this again at the end. Don't worry. You don't have to keep track. It'll come back. It'll come back around. But my team right now, what it needs. What does it need? You guys did an interesting job of it. I didn't think Minecraft was going to go. I didn't think it would. But it did. It's been an interesting set. Yeah, Star Fox Adventures is gone. Didn't think that would go. I wasn't planning to take it. Neither that or Minecraft. It's fun. I'm down to 2. I'm gonna go with Grabbed by the Ghoulies is my 5th and final pick.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad.
It's a bad pick?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Well, okay. I'm going to talk about it in a minute. Immediately tell me what you thought, what on your gut reaction, what did you think I was going to pick?
I didn't actually have that much of an idea of what you were gonna pick.
Well, then it's not a bad pick because you don't even know what's a good pick. There's not that many options left.
Actually, you know what? Do you want to do the thing now with what?
Let's do the Hyle pick. Let's do the. Okay, so I would go 3, 2, 1. Say.
Yeah.
And on say we're gonna okay. we're gonna say what we think he should have picked. All right, ready?
Okay. Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
Yes. Right? Right?
Yeah. Definitely
right,
Mario Kart 8.
I realize not having a racing game on my list is controversial.
It's not just that. It
would have been a great pick.
Yeah.
I don't think that Viva Pinata is a bad pick by any means, but Mario Kart 8 would have been a great pick. No doubt.
Here's the thing, though. And I truly believe this into the depths of my soul, just beyond the goatsy that's in there.
Mm-hmm.
If I can't have Diddy Kong Racing, I don't want anything.
That's how you lose this game, Hyle.
That's how you lose a draft. It's not how you win. Melee is better than not having a Smash Bro.
Here's the thing, though. I know the game is to denigrate Jeff's list and to make him feel bad, but I can't speak ill of Diddy Kong Racing. I just can't do it.
What about Grab by the Ghoulies? That was my most recent pick, my 5th pick.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I at this point, now that all the picks are made, I feel free to talk about some of my thought strategy without giving that away because the game's over.
Yeah.
And so I basically put a couple of different buckets or a couple of different concepts or realms that I was like, I need to have one 2D platformer. I need to have one 3D platformer. I need to have probably a racing game, and at least the top best either Mario Kart or Smash Brothers pick. One of those two. I didn't actually end up getting either, because in my view, Mitchell took the best Smash Brothers game in the first round, but I got the second best in the 4th round. I consider that a good pick. And I didn't get the best Mario Kart because I got Diddy Kong Racing, and I didn't think I would, so I'm happy with that. It's better than all of the Mario Karts. I put that out there, but I just kind of put like, if it makes it all the way to the 5th round and this game is still available, maybe I should take it. If it makes it to the 4th round and I at the end I was looking at that and I was like, all right, Donkey Kong Country 3 is still available.
Yeah.
Should I take it? Should I take it? Even though I have Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. And that was my hard decision because I was between taking what I viewed to be the best game that is still on the board versus taking something that I view as a good game that diversifies my list. And I went with Grab by the Ghoulies to diversify. And I don't know if I was right. We're going to find out when the voters vote with their votes. But
that's right.
What is your guys' reactions?
Well, here's the thing about... Yeah. I'm next, according to the Snake Draft. I'm next.
That's true. Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right. So, Grab by the Ghoulies is my 4th favorite game of all time. It's a view that is quite controversial, even amongst the DK Vine staff. But I adore Grab by the Ghoulies. And I think it's criminally underrated, in that anybody who underrates it should be imprisoned. But I also know the way the brain works.
It's the best game.
Yeah. I also know that even among the people who love Rare and love the DKU, Grab by the Ghoulies is overlooked. And so if we're playing to win it, if we have to pick 5 games, Grab by the Ghoulies was on my maybe list. My remaining 6 picks I had to choose from. But I didn't go with Ghoulies. I would have played Ghoulies if I got something like Banjo-Kazooie in there, or Diddy Kong Racing. Then I would have felt safe for my 5th pick. Yeah, I'm going Grab by the Ghoulies. But I was not given that opportunity. Was I? No. So,
Well, you did have a Star Fox Adventures over Grab by the Ghoulies moment, which is pointed out by Andre in chat, who says, I'm legitimately shocked that Star Fox Adventures made Hyle's list over Ghoulies. I think he's vastly underestimated his influence over his audience and overestimated the reach of the Star Fox franchise. I think I agree.
But Grab by the Ghoulies is an Xbox game, and Star Fox Adventures was on Nintendo GameCube. So, yeah, I think I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Andre, you should have thought of that.
One of the people here put Minecraft on there.
That's right.
Which is on everything. So that's like pretty great, right?
No, it's fine. Minecraft's fine. But no, here's what I'll say. I think, all right. Well, I'll say this before we get into our final thoughts.
Pretty great, right?
I'm going to say our final list out loud, and then we will go into our final thoughts. And then anyone who subscribes to the DK Vine Patreon will be able to vote on what they think the best of these top five game teams, what you think the best is. And we will be announcing this winner on a future episode of the DK Vine Kongversation. All right. So here are the final lists, and then we'll go into our final thoughts. Mitchell with the San Diego Padres team of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Banjo-Tooie, Donkey Kong Country, Minecraft, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing with Banjo-Kazooie. Then we have Hyle's team, which are, of course, the Bananal Squits.
Bananal Squits, yeah.
The Bananal Squits. Donkey Kong Country 2, Sea of Thieves, Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, Star Fox Adventures, and Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise.
All I'm saying is that would be a pretty fun bomb shelter to be locked away in.
Sure. I don't want to be locked in anything, so vote for me. My team, which of course is called the Bay City Rollers, SATURDAY, night. Banjo-Kazooie, Diddy Kong Racing, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Super Smash Bros. Melee, and Grabbed by the Ghoulies. So those are our 5 games each team. Now, Hyle, Mitchell, Jeff, that's me. What are our final pitches, final thoughts on our lists? Whether it's about your list or the other list, what do we say? Well, let's go in draft order. So, Mitchell, you get the first say.
I thought it would be funny if I picked 5 different Super Smash Brothers games. And I talked myself out of doing it because I decided to, not ruin the show. But it was a joke that I had thought of. I just want people to know that.
Yeah.
And I started in a way that gave me an out to do it if I wanted to do it or not.
Yeah, I could see that, though. I could see you just completely setting fire to the whole premise right out of the gate.
I was worried about it.
Yeah.
I'm the guy who invited you. I was like, we need to get Mitchell in on this. And I was like, well, what if he does a bit? What, you never know.
Mitchell's always on. That's what people don't realize about Mitchell. I love Mitchell, but Mitchell never turns it off.
He's a good guy. He's bringing me blankies.
No, I'm really good. I think my list looks weird with the last 2 being Minecraft and Sonic. But there was really only one misplay, I think, in my list making on an actual level. I stand by.
Should have probably prepared. Should have probably prepared a little.
No, I stand by Smash Ultimate up top. I stand by getting Banjo-Tooie right away after that. DKC 1, it feels weirder now. I still like it. I still like it there. But not picked at that moment yet. Hyle has Yooka-Laylee Impossible Lair. Jeff has Tropical Freeze. I don't know. Maybe I would have done better to pick one of those. But I also felt like I didn't have anything from like that early DKU era yet, and I wanted something like that to get a little Super Nintendo era, get a little Nintendo 64 era, get some 2000 stuff, get some closer to modern stuff, and Minecraft is obviously timeless. But between all that, I feel like I did an all right job with what I could do. The going first thing is actually, I think, pretty fundamentally a horrible thing in this game.
It always depends. Well, it always depends on the set list of what you're picking from, and if people like this episode, we might do it again in the future, but out of a different pool of things that we're picking, and maybe in that pool, being able to get number one. Maybe in that pool, number one, there's a huge gap between number one and number two. You never know. But I agree. I personally went into this thinking, I hope I don't have to go number one, and that's fair enough. It's obviously better than just having not doing a snake draft and having like number one just get an objective better pool, but it's hard to balance.
I like hearing the opinions of the people in the chat because they've got their own strategies too. They're all mentally playing through. Ray Day Pinball says, "Lol, I would have probably tried to get just the 5 rare Nintendo 64 games, 2 Banjos, DK64, Diddy Kong Racing, Conquer." And I don't think that would do bad. I don't think that would have done bad.
The thing is, that's almost an impossible way to play it because somebody's going to take one of those games.
That's the trick. That's the trick with this. And I would vastly encourage everyone who's listening to reach back to us and tell us, what are your top 5? If you had to 5, let us know.
Yeah.
But
let us know in the YouTube comments.
YouTube comments. Let us know on social media, whatever you want to do. But the twist is
Star.
When somebody else takes one of the best ones off the board,
it upsets the whole thing. Yeah.
Right.
That's the whole game. That's so tricky.
I came into this pretty much assured that I was not going to get Banjo-Kazooie because if I did not play Banjo-Kazooie first, somebody would take it. So that was like part of my strategy is I'm going to lose Banjo. What I did not foresee was losing Diddy Kong Racing in the same play because Jeff got 2 back-to-back picks and Jeff torpedoed my strategy. So
yeah, I really wanted DKR too.
I'll tell you right now, that was fully a off-the-cuff backup strategy because you guys confused me so much with your first 2 picks. All week long, I've been thinking like, okay, what if I have to go first? What would I do? And I was like, I don't want to go first, but like, okay, here's what I would do. What if I have to go second? What if I go third? And I was like, what if I go third and the first 2 picks are Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie? Like I'm examining every possibility. I'm like, okay. All right, well, I need a 3D platformer, but the 2 good ones are gone. So I think that I will get I will get a good one if I wait for it later. So if Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie are gone, I will not get a 3D platformer in the first round. I will wait because Yooka-Laylee. Actually, it's really funny because when Hyle was describing his thought process right before picking Impossible Lair.
Yeah.
Which was exactly the round I wanted to pick Impossible Lair next. Hyle said, I don't have a 3D platformer, and I could take Yooka-Laylee, or I could take DK64, or I could take Bad Fur Day. In my head, well, not in my head, on my notes, that's exactly the order. I was like, if I can't get one of the top Banjos, Banjo-Kazooie or Banjo-Tooie, I'm going to take one of these 3 later, whatever's left, in that order, Yooka-Laylee, DK64, Bad Fur Day. But it won't be, I don't have to do it right away. That right? Like, if I know that if you have Banjo, you're not going to pick Yooka-Laylee, so it's going to be a couple rounds, and I could get Yooka-Laylee later, it's fine. But anyway, it's an interesting game.
I did think about going Banjo-Tooie and Yooka-Laylee Impossible Lair because, like, I feel like those are different. Little bit more. But there's some chemistry going on there. But Hyle, I feel like you keep saying that you were thrown off so much, and I look at your list and like, no, that's a Hyle ass list.
It could have been Hyler and assier a little bit because let me tell you my 5 remaining draft options that I actually didn't even choose from because I picked Trouble in Paradise as a Hail Mary. Hail Mary, that's football, right, Jeff?
That's football. Right, Hyle.
Football. Yeah. So, my remaining 5 games, this is where things start getting a little bit more in the realm of fucking Hyle land, where nobody wants to tread. Now, Donkey Kong Country...
You're on the clock.
Donkey Kong Country 3 is one that I'm actually surprised none of us picked.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was actually going to ask, what do you guys all think is the best game that didn't get picked?
Donkey Kong
I
Country
think
3.
Donkey Kong Country 3.
Donkey Kong Country 3 deserved it, but we didn't play
I think Mario
it.
Kart 8.
Mario Kart 8 is also my other one that I put on the same tier.
Yeah. Now, Donkey Kong Country 3 would have gotten on someone's team had we not all played 2D platformers, and Jeff threw me a curveball because I thought Jeff would have played DKC 3 over Tropical Freeze.
Well, I'm trying to win.
Okay. But I also had on my and after this, these were kind of my low-end options where I'm like, these aren't going to help me, but these are games I would just want to vouch for one reason or another. Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge, Saber Wolf GBA, It's Mr. Pants, the THQ GBA lineup from Rare.
I had considered Saber Wolf as sort of like a back pocket thing, and my back pocket pick was ultimately Minecraft. But it was Minecraft and Saber Wolf are basically the same kind of game.
Right. I agree.
They're basically just as popular.
You place things down.
Yeah.
So
I had a note written in my notes that just said, "Should I draft a handheld game?"
Yeah.
And it came down to, if I didn't think there were better games to pick, I was going to have the question of which handheld game, because if I couldn't get Banjo-Kazooie or Tooie, then in the late rounds, like maybe in round 5, I might have taken Grunty's Revenge, just so my list had a Banjo game.
I think realistically, like, Saber Wolf and Grunty's Revenge are probably the only two.
Right. Those are the two that I have as the top.
Like, even of cameo games, like, I don't know, Smash for 3DS? Like, I don't even know. I don't know what I would do. Yeah.
So had I not been able to play Impossible Lair, had I not been able to draft it, I think I would have gone for Grunty's Revenge then.
Yeah, okay. That would have been not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, but I did have one more, my very last choice, number 15 on my list. This was more of a shit post than it was an actual draft pick. I would have gone with Conker's Pocket Tales had I been left with nothing.
You would do that before Bad Fur Day? Because Bad Fur Day didn't get picked either.
Yeah, I would have, because Conker's Pocket Tales, for me, it's been more of a wealth of material over the years.
This is funny because the current episode art of this episode references the notion that the Great Mighty Pooh gets picked in the first round.
Yeah,
and we joked that the reason that is our episode art is because, of course, nobody's going to pick Bad Fur Day in the first round. And as it turned out, nobody picked Conker's Bad Fur Day at all in this draft. But our good friend Dustin, who I love, don't get me wrong. But Dustin said, "Oh, I would pick Bad Fur Day in the first round."
In the first round, Dustin?
I thought to myself, not if you want to win.
Yeah. If you're if you're not immediately going for a Donkey Kong Country or a Banjo-Kazooie game, then you're Mitchell. But you're you're playing it wrong. Sorry.
I will say, other than obviously Donkey Kong Country 3 was brought up, Yooka-Laylee, DK64, Bad Fur Day, all 3D platformers were brought up. The game that didn't get brought up yet that I want to bring up is, I had circled as a sort of wildcard pick, Mario plus Rabbids. Kingdom Battle.
I thought about it.
Yeah, Kingdom Battle. It's a great game. I love that game. But just, it was always going to come down to if my list worked out in a certain weird way, would that be the complementary 5th pick? And as it turned out, that was not the case. So we'll see. We will see. because you, the listeners, are going to be voting. Well, at least if you are a member of the DK Vine Patreon. All of our patrons at dkvine.com/Patreon will be able to vote who they think the best team is, whether that is the San Diego Padres, the...
It is.
No,
it is.
No. The Bananal Squits.
You know you want to.
That's a good.
Wait!
That's a good tagline.
God, Mitchell, or sorry, you're not Mitchell. Hyle. I just remembered something, Hyle. It's really important. I just remembered. I promised the listeners that every episode I'm on this season, I'm going to come up with a conversation catchphrase or tagline or slogan. Right? Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
What are we? 2 hours into this? I just remembered.
Yeah.
All right. So here's my catchphrase. Okay. DK Vines, the Kongversation. Better than a huge MILF.
Cool.
Yeah. And then the third team that you could vote for is called the Bay City Rollers.
If you want to support that degeneracy right there, vote for the Bay City Rollers.
They love it. So check it out. Vote. Get out and vote. You know how important it is to vote. God, you know how important it is to vote. You know. You got to vote.
You have to.
You have to vote. I know that all of the positions on every issue aren't perfect, but the alternative? Have you thought about the alternative?
Yeah. Here's the thing. With this vote, democracy is on the line, people.
Democracy is on the line. If you do not vote for the Bay City Rollers, then fascism wins.
Now, if you were thinking of voting for a team other than the San Diego Padres, you actually might not want to vote. Because democracy thrives in light, I think, is the way to say it.
No.
And,
because Mitchell, you're just speaking in tongues right now, because the Bananal Squits... Have you really considered Star Fox Adventures lately?
Have you really considered that the best game in all of the DKU is Banjo-Tooie, and it's on my list? Have you considered it?
I thought he was going to say Minecraft. I thought he was going to say Minecraft like some sort of moron. I don't know.
Have you considered it, though?
This has been a File 2 production.
¡Qué rico!